Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for a Indie and Marvel comic review. And as you can see, I happen to have Assassin's Apprentice, Volume 2, Issue 3, and also Vengeance of MoonKnight, Issue 2. So we'll jump directly into the first one, being Assassin's Apprentice, Volume 2, Issue 3, and first off, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we end up having the character of Fitz speaking with his mentor by the name of Chade, and there's a bit of a discussion happening between them. As we move a little bit further into the story, we have Fitz catching up with another character that he has met recently in the story, to which there's also a bit of a discussion and also a bit of advice. And there's also maybe a bit of a hint as to later on in the story that we might actually know someone that he could be related to. Last but not least, we move towards the end after many of the day's events have taken place and also people that he's caught up with. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. So first things first, do we get anything in relation time-wise? And the answer is no, we don't. Next is the location, to which we get Rockgabe, Buckkeep, and Rangetown, I think it is. Excuse me, I've got some terrible writing here. It would be better if I was using a computer or something. Next, we have the cast of characters, considering of Chade. We have the Sheep Prince, I think it is. We have Fitz. We have one of the ladies of one of the houses, Lady Patience, I think it is. And, of course, Mistress Hasty, as brought up by name. For the overall story rating in this, I give a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into The Vengeance of the MoonKnight, Issue 2. So, as we move into Vengeance of the MoonKnight, Issue 2, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? Personally, I don't feel like it does, to which I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal art as to what's happening story-wise with the characters as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as the story begins, we of course are dealing with the character of MoonKnight. We also have Tigra basically on the counselor's couch, and one thing that should have been brought up in this story, but it wasn't brought up in this story, is, hold on, it was Dr. Sturman. So we get to see what's happening between them. As we advance a little bit further within the story, we have Tiger basically talking about some of the previous events that have taken place in the story. And of course we do get to see the return of Hunter's Moon. And last but not least, towards the end of the story, to which they're still trying to find out what is happening with the Black Spectre, who was connected to MoonKnight's investigations in the previous series by Jed MacKay. So, moving in for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. First things first, do we get any indication of time when some of this is taking place? No, we don't. it would actually really help the story and probably even bring up the rating of the story. Next is the location. I know we got to see the midnight mission, but it would be nice to see it be mentioned more by name, or at least shown by name. Plus also some of the other places where they traveled to, also by name. But because of that, it has actually lost some points. Next is the cast of characters, to which we have MoonKnight, we have 8-Ball, we have Reese, we have Hunter's Moon, Tigra, we have Bill Nelson, and last but not least, the Black Spectre. For the overall story rating in this, I thought the second issue was going to be a little bit better than the first. Surprisingly, I think it's dropped in quality a little bit. Hopefully it can pick up in the next issue. Until then, the story rating I gave for it is a 6.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.